let's talk trades, Boston. We'll start with your team. You guys picked up Buddy Hield. You gave away. You also got a couple of like smaller guys like
Campaign.
Pat Bev's for campaign, and then also Jaden Springer is gone too. But getting Buddy Hield for basically a bag of chips. I mean, I know Korkmaz is gone, but I don't. When you picked up Buddy Hield, what was Korkmaz going to be anymore? You know.
Well,
So I think
Korkmaz has requested to be traded so many times, and it's so funny because he's requested maybe 4 years in a row, and we just keep him. It's because it's so funny that there's other teams that would like a big player. It's like, I'm not playing for you. Like, trade me. But they look at this guy and they're like, dude, we're not trading you. And the fact, like, that's so funny to me that there's people out in the NBA who are requesting trades and they're just like, hey man, like, this is embarrassing. Don't ask that.
I'm pretty sure he got waived. Where he got. I'm pretty sure he got waived already.
Really, he's a good player.
Yes,
I like Furkan, but
I just look the Pacers. I like him too. Somebody will pick him up, but the Pacers waived him. I thought since they traded for him, they were going to use him as like he's a good shooter.
That's so awesome.
The Pacers waived.
That's so awesome.
I don't know what the Pacers were doing.
Buddy Hield's so inconsistent. Now he's better than Marcus Morris and Furkan Korkmaz, and I think he's worth 2 second-round picks. So I love the addition of Buddy Hield if Embiid comes back and can play. If he can start putting shots up, he's got experience in the playoffs. I would love to have Buddy Hield be shooting in the playoffs for the Sixers. So I'm happy with that. Not so happy about Jaden Springer getting traded for a second-round pick to the Celtics.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, and he was our
maybe
first round draft pick 2 years
or
ago.
Something for Buddy. I know Buddy Hield's on a pretty solid deal, so maybe they had to trade him to grow some room.
I mean, that's probably why we added Furkan. And campaign, dude. Pat Bev was built for Philly, dog. I hate seeing Pat Bev go.
I don't like that trade.
He was built for Philadelphia, and he was playing well too. He was not playing bad basketball. He was a spark on this team that I think we're going to miss, and that's going to be the start of our downfall is getting rid of him. Campaign's great offensive player. He's fun to watch, but he's also inconsistent. I love Campaign. I've loved him for the many years he's been in now. I remember when he first came in, but that's just a tough
peanut
call.
Head. He's got a peanut head, though, man. Tell you what, every time I look at him, I'm like, man, he has a peanut-shaped head.
They're hard to miss.
I don't know why. It just strikes me like crazy. But you're gonna hate me for this, Boston, and Cam's probably not gonna agree with me either. But the Knicks might be legitimate contenders with the moves that they made and the way that their players are playing together, especially because they're doing what they're doing without Julius Randle right now. They got Bogey. Alec Burks is, he's okay. He'll come off the bench and do a little bit of damage for you, but also like getting OG Anunoby earlier, he's seen what he can do. Like, let's be completely real about the Knicks. The Celtics are dangerous, right? Like, beating them is going to be hard, but I don't see any other team in the East that is going to give them a ton of troubles. Obviously, any team can beat them in the East because they're the Knicks and their team isn't super stacked, but they can compete with Philly or Milwaukee or Miami or Indiana or any of these teams that are going to be 2 through 5 in the East. Like, they got a solid squad.
Are you going to give that to them already without even seeing them play?
I mean, yeah, that's what we do here. We got to predict some hot takes. We got to do something because
I think this is going to either not be helpful or not benefit them. They might get worse, and I only say that from the bare fact that they traded Ryan Arcidiacono.
That's it. That's your whole base.
I think he is their locker room guy because this team has 3 or 4 Villanova players on it.
Yeah, but
I'm telling you, man. I think Ryan Arcidiacono is a locker room guy that these Villanova players are going to miss, and I feel like they might have felt backstabbed losing their buddy. I'm just saying that is my sole reason. I think the Knicks might not get.
Are you serious? Are you for real right now?
I'm for real right now. I'm losing
Arcidiacono. No, look into the camera right now. Oh, saying losing Ryan Arcidiacono is going to cost the Knicks their season. I want to hear you say it.
The Knicks losing Ryan Arcidiacono, trading him. NCAA champion.
Hey, you.
NCAA champion. Touched the ball, inbounded the ball on the last play, got it back, tossed it back to Chris Jenkins for 3 in front of Kenny the Jet Smith and his old team. That Ryan Arcidiacono is the reason the Knicks are not going to get better from this trade. Trading Ryan Arcidiacono is the reason the New York Knicks will not get better. That presence on the team, just the presence alone, is going to keep them from becoming a better team.
Okay.
That's my guarantee.
That's your guarantee. the Arcidiacono, how do you even measure that? If when the Knicks don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's because of Ryan Arcidiacono?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We'll see. I think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals with this move. Dude, I don't think you guys realize how good, I don't even know exactly how to say his name. I'm just going to call him Bogey. He's been putting up numbers on the Pistons. You think he can't put up the numbers on the Knicks? Their shooting is very limited. They do not have very many shooters. I think he's gonna flourish. Alec Burks he's just gonna be a good backup point guard. I don't really know why they were searching him out, but I don't know. They're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I'm just shocked that Ryan Arcidiacono's name was brought up as a key to losing on the trade deadline. I mean,
listen. All I'm saying is that locker. This is all I'm saying. Okay.
No, I get what you're trying to say.
No. This is what I'm saying. The Knicks are going to absolutely suck because they're getting rid of Ryan Arcidiacono. No, but they're not. This is a locker room guy that you want on your team. Ryan Arcidiacono was a glue to this team, and I'm not saying it's going to be their downfall, but I don't think they got better this season. I think you have to wait till next season.
Anyways, the Hornets looked good for a minute there, finally getting rid of Gordon Hayward and that dumb contract they signed him to a few years back, getting him onto the Thunder, which I think is an awful move for the Thunder. I don't think he's going to help them at all. He's very inefficient. He's old. He's washed. And Cam thinks I'm crazy, but anyways.
Veteran presence.
Veteran presence. They don't need veteran presence. They gave away Trey Mann, which I don't think has been getting enough rep anyways. I'm glad the Hornets got him. Yeah, but then as soon as I thought they did a good job getting rid of an old guy on the too big contract, they get rid of PJ Washington for a bag of half-eaten expired Fritos. They literally got back nothing.
Yes.
For PJ Washington, who they developed. He wasn't like a star player coming out as a rookie. They developed him. He's been good. He's on a solid team-friendly deal. He's been really good. He literally just dropped 30-something the other night, and they're going to just trade him away. And I think this is an outstanding move for the Mavericks. You have a guy that doesn't need the ball a lot with two ball-hungry guys with Kyrie and Luka. They got a center who they don't have. We have Dwight Powell manning the middle right now. Come on. I know Daniel Gafford's not like the best center in the league, but he's a huge upgrade from who they have. Then you add PJ Washington at the forward spot who can knock down the threes and go off anytime you need him to. The Mavericks might be dangerous too. We're talking about teams that can be a threat. I mean, that's the Knicks and the Mavs won the trade deadline on each side, respectively.
The Mavs are good.
I mean,
they're good.
I can go in real quick.
I'm been waiting for it. I just been seeing you stare at me.
I mean, I'm gonna save two things for last. One, I'm gonna save the Hornets trades for last, and two, I'm gonna save my favorite trade of the day, or trade I think is the biggest impact of the day. One, I didn't like the Sixers trading away Jaden Springer for a second-round pick. I think it was a good move by the Celtics.
Yeah, it made no sense for us.
I didn't understand the Doug McDermott trade. I don't know why. That one just kind of like, it was one of those ones where I was like, what? And then Bucks getting Patrick Beverley for Campaign. I think that's kind of a win-win for both teams. Campaign gives you a veteran backup to Maxey, he has playoff experience, but I think the Bucks getting a guy like Patrick Beverley is like huge for them, in my opinion. I'm gonna skip PJ Washington for right now. The most mid trade of all time, Spencer Dinwiddie and Dennis Smith Jr. for Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young. That was about maybe the most pointless trade ever.
What are the Raptors doing? What are they cooking in there? They had that trade, and then they traded for Abaji and Kelly Olynyk as well.
God, I'm gonna get to that one.
What are they doing? They're obviously tanking. What do the Raptors think that they're doing?
Mavs getting Daniel Gafford. I've seen a lot of people hate that one, and I actually liked it for the Mavs. I think it was a good trade for them. And then the Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks to the Knicks. Even though they gave up Quentin Grimes, I thought
and Ryan Arcidiacono.
And Ryan Arcidiacono and Malachi Flynn and Evan Fournier and 2 seconds.
Well, they didn't mean Malachi Flynn because he's just evil. What's his face? He literally just looks like, I can't remember his name. He played for the Warriors too. You know who I'm talking about. That white dude who could shoot a little bit and play with good defense.
Anyways,
he literally starts for the Knicks. Y'all aren't gonna help me out, bro.
Oh, Dante DiVincenzo?
Yes, he looks like evil Dante DiVincenzo. Pull him up side by side.
I didn't know you were talking about the Knicks.
Yeah, I was very confused. But anyways, I thought it was a good trade for the Knicks.
Wait, Dante DiVincenzo from Villanova?
Another Villanova guy.
Who was the MVP of the national championship?
Dude, you know what's crazy? Boston, that you brought that up is last night I was at the Hornets game, and the people beside me and my friend, we were actually talking about the Knicks and how they have good chemistry because they all played at Villanova. Like Brunson,
and see, that's why Ryan Arcidiacono in practice is always there on the court, and they're just losing it. They're losing it.
This clip of this segment is just going to be titled Ryan Arcidiacono. That is it.
Last two before the Hornets. The Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji trade just absolutely confused me because it was just so random. And they gave up a first-round pick, and they haven't been good this year. Like, the Raptors have not been good this year, so I don't know what, do they think Ochai Agbaji is better than their first-round pick next year? I don't know. That's kind of weird.
We should keep up with who gets drafted with that pick.
Yeah, for sure. And then my favorite trade of the day before getting to the Hornets was Buddy Hield to the Sixers. I think this was a great addition for your 76ers, Boston. I thought it was a really good trade. I don't think they really gave up anything in it, and I think especially if you get Embiid back fully healthy, I think that's a really good lineup that y'all can run out there with Maxey, Toby, Embiid, and Buddy Hield. I think that's a really good.
Dude, the fact that they didn't take Korkmaz, and if you just look at that trade, besides the second round picks, I don't care about. But if you see that, it's a swap for Buddy Hield and Marcus Morris.
Yeah, so random, so random. And then they turned around and trade Marcus Morris to San Antonio. What a sad day for Marcus Morris.
I know, right?
You went from a Eastern Conference Finals contender to a dark horse Eastern Conference Finals contender to the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, what a sad day. And then the Hornets trades, real quick. Completely agree with what you said, Landon. Gordon Hayward trade, I think, was great value for us. And I'll be the first to say it. And if you want to say that I'm capping or whatever, go ahead. But I promise I'm not capping. The day that we signed Gordon Hayward to that contract, I was not very happy. I've never been happy with that contract. I knew what was happening, and I think if I saw it correctly, ever since we signed him to that contract, he played 42% of our games. I think not even half of the games in 4 years. And then a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, we're doing these trades for salary cap reasons. We're cutting up a lot of money by trading Gordon Hayward." Well, Gordon Hayward was a free agent anyways. His money was coming off the books anyways unless we were re-signing him, and we weren't going to re-sign him. But still, Trey Mann, I think that was a very, very good piece to pick up. I think he could be a good, because he's a three-point shooter, and that's, something that we've needed for a little
maybe you guys could win 15 games this season now.
I know. We might get there. We might win 15.
Be crazy.
We might. But I think that was a good pickup. Bertans, I hope we just, buy him out or something because his contract isn't very good, and he doesn't really, fit our timeline. He might fit our team a little bit, but not really. And then we also got, I can't pronounce his name, but the European guy who is a 2-time EuroLeague MVP. A lot of people are hyped up about getting him in that trade too, and it's just kind of I don't know, probably not, but I don't know.
Probably not.
And then the PJ trade. Landon, you are the first person I've talked to today that is on the same page as me. I did not like the trade for us. 2027 first-round pick was the main piece in that trade. As long as
first-round picks don't mean anything in the NBA. I'm gonna be real.
I agree, especially because as long as Luka is in Dallas, they're gonna be at least in the playoffs, at the very least in the playoffs. And I don't expect him to leave, especially not by 2027. So, I mean, we're looking at what? Let's say pick 22, maybe, somewhere in that range. Pick 18 to 30, somewhere in that range. How often do those picks hit in the NBA? How often do those picks hit? Pretty low percentage.
Tyrese Maxey.
Now, it could be.
That's what the good organization do. The Hornets would draft awfully. The Hornets could have if the Hornets had the number 1 overall pick this year, they would have picked Scoot Henderson, dude. It's just awful how bad the Hornets draft. I know we had the second pick and we drafted Brandon Miller. It's just an exaggeration of how bad the Hornets drafts have been year after year after year. It's just been a joke. Yeah. The only reason we drafted LaMelo is because we had to. Our GM would have got fired if he did not draft LaMelo since he fell in his lap. Same thing with Brandon Miller, really. I was honestly kind of surprised he didn't mess up and draft Scoot Henderson, who we knew wasn't going to be good. But sorry, Cam.
Speaking of that, after our trades today, we cut James Bouknight. So now both of our 2021 first round draft class members are not on our team anymore. Kai Jones and James Bouknight. But yeah, I didn't like it. A lot of people were like, "Oh well, Grant Williams and PJ Washington are the same player," but yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm not very high on Grant Williams. I don't think he's that good. But Grant Williams' contract, I think, is a little worse than PJ Washington's.
Wait, did you just say people have said that Grant Williams and PJ Washington are the same player? No, those dudes should be fired from ever watching basketball again. You should punch them in the face. I'm pretty sure Grant Williams' career high is 11 points. Oh my god.
Oh, also you said PJ Washington scored 30 the night. Respect my man, he scored 43. And we also got Seth.
Grant Williams is probably averaging less than 10 points a game this year.
We also got Seth Curry, which is legitimately the most nepotism thing I think I've ever seen in my life. And I think if Seth Curry was not on the Mavericks, we could have easily gotten Josh Green. And I think the Hornets literally were like, "No, we want Seth Curry and Grant Williams instead." So that kind of pissed me off a little bit. I didn't like that trade. Seth Curry won't even. I don't even know if Seth Curry will play for us this year. A lot of these guys, Kyle Lowry is going to get bought out. Davis Bertans is maybe going to get bought out. Seth Curry will probably play the end of the year with us, but I am kind of glad. Off the court is a different story, but on the court, talent wise, at least, I am glad we kept Miles Bridges. He's shown that he deserves to be kept and paid.
We were trying to trade him.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you saw that.
He
said he didn't want to get traded. He said he was the reason that he didn't get traded because he has a no trade clause. He said he wasn't going to.
He loves the city of Charlotte and he gives it his all. I think that, and I think we talked about this, Blandon, when it was just me and you, maybe on one episode a good while back. I like the future core of LaMelo, Brandon, Miles, and Mark. And so
it's going to be broken up. It's going to be broken up at some point. We just saw what you did to PJ Washington. We were trying to trade Miles Bridges. Next thing you know, LaMelo is not going to want to play for us anymore. That's just what the Hornets are, dude. I would not have hope. As a Hornets fan, you can't have hope
Yeah, it's impossible to. It is. It really is. But I do have hope for Brandon Miller. He has been. I'm not going to necessarily say proving me wrong because I never said he was going to be bad. I just like the fit of Scoot better at the time because I think LaMelo should maybe transition to like a 2 guard, and we should get like a true like playmaking one. But I also think LaMelo is fine at the 1. So it just depends. I think if we hit on the draft this year, we re-sign Miles and we go and we get like somebody to play off the bench, just somebody. Because like
Ish Smith. You mean Ish Smith isn't good enough to be your backup point guard?
No. Sorry.
Ish Smith.
Sorry.
Come on. Ish Smith and Davis Bertans are the 2 most 2K16 player names ever, dude.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I mean, other night,
our friend Matt used to use Davis Bertans ridiculous when he was on the Wizards. He was a cheat code in 2K like 17 or 18. I don't know if you remember that, Boston, but Matt
I do.
On 2K18 would just kill us with Davis Bertans. He would dunk on everybody.
Dude, the crazy thing is the other night, the Lakers game that I went to, starting lineup, Ish Smith, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Leaky Black, and Nick Richards.
Oh man,
that's your Charlotte Hornets starting lineup.
Elite.
I want to so badly get a group of some of my friends and play against that lineup minus Miles Bridges and Brandon Miller. Put like who's that backup point guard that dude we got? I don't even know. I don't watch enough Hornets games because they're so bad, dude.
But
that other
we
backup
pick
guard.
Booknight up for our team.
I don't want
it. Yeah. We'll pick Booknight up to play with us, and so he can drop like 40 on him or something.
Booknight's not bad. He's not bad. He's not good, but he's not bad. I think he could play. I think he could be. I guess he is already on a terrible team. I would say I think he could be a backup on a bad team, but he's back. He got cut on the worst team.
I mean, the Hornets continue to any player that has any potential of being good, they trade him or cut him. Any player that's proven that they're going to be awful, JT Thor, they love to keep them around and continue to let them play big minutes.
Bryce McGowan's.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Bryce McGowan's. That was the backup guard I was talking about. Dude, it is sad how bad the Hornets organization is.
I know not NBA, but I'm sorry, y'all were right. Will Anderson Jr. is the defensive rookie of the year. And